Traditionally, estate agents in the UK haven't had the opportunity to earn a significant income. And that's until the real estate agency world in the UK started to change a few years back. There is a big shift that's happening from what I call traditional estate agency to this new breed of real estate agents. And this shift that's happening in the industry and the changes that are happening in terms of the way estate agents operate is now allowing estate agents to earn multi-six or even seven-figure incomes. And so in this video, I want to explain to you the shift that is happening in the industry and how many years ago when I was starting out in property, I was able to earn over £100,000 a year as an estate agent, and why this is one of the best opportunities in 2023 to earn a significant income from property. So for those of you that are stumbling across my content for the first time, my name is Tyler Newman. I'm the founder of Newman Rose Property Group, a property development company where we're building some beautiful sites across the country with my business partner, Rosie. I'm also the founder of Property Ed, a property education platform, and also Luxury Property Partners, a company I founded with my business partner, Damien Merry, last year, where our mission is to raise the standards in estate agency with this new model and build an incredible team of high-performing real estate agents in the UK that get incredible results for their clients and are rewarded well for doing so. So let's start off by looking at traditional estate agency. If you think of a traditional estate agent, maybe on the high street of where you live, you're going to have all of these estate agents with their shop front and their high street premises. Now, the problem with this setup is that these agents have high overheads. They've got to pay for their offices, they've got to pay for all of the costs associated with having an office, and they've got a lot of admin staff that don't produce any revenue. And within the office, there are going to be maybe 1, 2, 3 estate agents that actually go out and are the ones that are producing the revenue. The problem is, in terms of the commission structure that these brands are able to pay their agents, is typically very low, because a lot of the income that these agents generate, a huge proportion of that revenue goes towards paying for the offices, the insurance, the cleaners, the electricity bills, the admin staff, the printer that they need to get fixed every bloody week. By the time there's any money left to pay the agents that are actually producing the revenue, it's really not much. Therefore, what we find is with estate agents, especially outside of London and some of the counties surrounding London, estate agent salaries are really capped at 40, 50, 60k a year maximum. And so for agents to really increase their income beyond that point, you often find that they leave the industry and join another opportunity where there's a potential to earn a greater income. Because being an estate agent is not a level 10 opportunity, we've always struggled to retain and attract top talent. And so, what is the alternative? Well, if we look to those that are way ahead of the curve in the real estate agency game, I'm talking the likes of Australia and the US, for example. If we observe those players and compare it to the traditional agents in the UK, we'll notice a couple of differences. In the US and Australia, if you are a real estate agent, you are perceived to be a professional, you're respected by the community, and like we've talked about, they earn a significant income. Now, why is this? Well, first of all, in terms of the fees that they charge to their clients, there's anywhere from 3 to 6% traditionally, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. In the UK, when agents are charging cheaper and cheaper fees, they're actually doing their clients a disservice. So if you understand sales and marketing, you'll know that there's a difference between price and value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. And what we found is that clients in the UK, they want more value. And the mistake agents have made is they think the only way for them to compete with other agents is by competing on price. And actually the best way to compete is to compete on value. If you can offer more value to your client, you can present more value and justify a higher fee, clients are prepared to pay the higher fees. And clients want to work with professionals. They want to work with the best of the best people. And for example, we're very honest that with Luxury Property Partners, all of our agents, and when I was an agent, we command fees of minimum 2.5% on all of our listings and all of our transactions, which is, significantly higher than actually a lot of other agents we compete with, that Knight Frank, Savills, where they're charging 1%, 0.75% on their listings. But that's because when we sit down with a client, we can justify the extra value, we can present enough value, and the client has the confidence that they're investing in a true expert and a true master in their field. And so when agents understand that you don't want to be competing on price, you want to be competing on value, it allows you to increase the amount of revenue that you can generate as an agent. And so again, if we look at these other countries that are ahead of the curve, they're not just experts at charging and justifying higher fees and generating more revenue for their businesses, they also have a totally different employment structure. So if we look to the UK, the traditional model of estate agency, estate agents are employed where they're paid really a very small basic salary and then a slither of commission on top. These countries, these agents are commission only, and they're getting the majority of the revenue that they generate. And with this new model of agency in the UK, that we're slowly starting to see the industry transition to over the last 5, 6, 7+ years, and much more quickly in the last couple of years, this new model of estate agency isn't a new model, it's just new for the UK, and it's where agents are commission only, but they're rewarded well and paid high commissions for the revenue that they generate. So for example, with our guys at Luxury Property Partners, on a £2 million property, let's say the fee and the revenue they generate for that sale is £50,000, they're going to be earning tens of thousands of pounds for selling that property. And so you can very quickly do the math, and it depends of course on the value of the properties you're selling, but to earn that 6-figure income, you only need to be selling several £million worth of property a year, which is very achievable. And so with that being said, with this new model of agency, I do believe this is one of the best strategies to earn a significant income with property in 2023 and beyond. If we look at various other kind of strategies under the maybe property investing umbrella, whether it's serviced accommodation and rent to rent, where you're providing a service and you're generating revenue that way, or if it's deal packaging, if you guys have ever heard of deal packaging and been to a kind of a property investment seminar or training, deal packaging is where you go out, you find investment properties on behalf of cash-rich and time-poor investors, you package that deal and you sell it onto them for a £3,000 to £5,000 sourcing fee. Deal packaging and estate agency is almost the same thing. They're both governed by the same legislation, they're both governed by the Estate Agency Act. However, deal packaging, you're just representing the buyer. With estate agency, you're representing the seller. Now you can also represent the buyer and be a buyer's agent as well. Whereas with estate agency versus deal packaging, when you're a real estate agent working for a prominent brand that has proven strategies to generate leads and also provide much better training and systems, as well as working with motivated sellers and having a much better deal flow, I would say there's just as much opportunity being a real estate agent under this new model of agency. So the advice that I always give to those people that want to increase their income, traditionally most people start off in a position where they're trading their time for money, they're being paid by the hour or they're being paid by a monthly wage. In that model, the only way for you to increase your income is one, by working more hours, which really, as we know, isn't scalable because there is only 24 hours in a day, or you get a promotion and you work your way up the company that you're in, which comes with a lot of friction and obviously dependent on those above you promoting you up, which is somewhat outside of your control. And so the step above that, if you want to increase your income, is to learn a high value skill, which you can productize and then sell as a service or sell as a product. And so with deal packaging, for example, learning the skill of understanding how to find and identify deals and attract time-poor, cash-rich investors that want to buy these deals off you, you're not necessarily being paid directly in terms of the time you put in, you're being paid in terms of the value that it could provide and the results that you can generate. And it's the same thing with this new model of agency. You're not being paid by the hour, you're being paid in terms of the value that you can provide, in terms of the results that you can generate for your clients and how skilled you are at your craft. And so I would say to anyone, pick that one vehicle that allows you to do that and allows you to get into that position where you're paid on results and you're paid on the value that you can provide rather than being paid by the hour. And then with that being said, if you're interested in finding more about this model, there'll be some links in the description, or you can drop me a message on Instagram. I'd love to have a chat and see if you're a good fit to work with us, or, point you in the right direction within the industry. With that being said, I will see you on the next video.